Welcome to www.theaustraliantest.com, your trusted resource for Australian citizenship test preparation with 12 years of experience. In this video, we will present 20 unique multiple-choice questions drawn directly from the official guide, Australian Citizenship, Our Common Bond. Each question comes with a detailed explanation to enhance your understanding. Please do not skip and watch continuously for the best learning experience. Do not forget to share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Let's get started.
Question 1. Which statement is not an example of Australian mateship? Option A, ignoring a friend in need. Option B, visiting someone who is lonely. Option C, taking a meal to an elderly neighbor. Option D, driving a friend to a medical appointment. The correct answer is ignoring a friend in need. Explanation: in Australia, there is a spirit of mateship. This means we help and receive help from each other in times of need. A mate is often a friend, but can also be a total stranger. A mate might take a meal to an elderly neighbor, drive a friend to a medical appointment, or visit someone who is lonely. Question 2. What are the responsibilities of an Australian citizen? Option A, only obeying the law. Option B, voting in elections only. Option C, serving in the military. Option D, obeying the law, voting, and serving on a jury if called. The correct answer is obeying the law, voting, and serving on a jury if called. Explanation: as an Australian citizen, you must obey the law, vote in federal and state or territory elections and in a referendum, defend Australia should the need arise, serve on a jury if called to do so. Question 3. What is another name for the Senate? Option A, House of People. Option B, House of Review. Option C, Lower House. Option D, House of Commons. The correct answer is House of Review. Explanation: the Senate is sometimes called the Upper House, the House of Review, or the State's House. Question 4. What is the capital city of New South Wales? Option A, Melbourne. Option B, Sydney. Option C, Canberra. Option D, Perth. The correct answer is Sydney. Explanation: New South Wales was the first colony established by the British. Sydney is the capital city of New South Wales. Question 5. Which state has many famous wine regions and a rugged coastline? Option A, Western Australia. Option B, South Australia. Option C, Queensland. Option D, Tasmania. The correct answer is South Australia. Explanation: South Australia has a rugged coastline and many famous wine regions. Adelaide, the capital city, has many examples of fine colonial architecture. Question 6. Which city in South Australia has many examples of fine colonial architecture? Option A, Perth. Option B, Adelaide. Option C, Whyalla. Option D, Mount Gambier. The correct answer is Adelaide. Explanation: South Australia has a rugged coastline and many famous wine regions. Adelaide, the capital city, has many examples of fine colonial architecture. Question 7. Can both men and women join the Australian Defence Force? Option A, true. Option B, false. Option C, only in certain roles. Option D, it depends on the branch. The correct answer is true. Explanation: both men and women can join the Australian Defence Force and the police. Men and women are treated equally in courts of law. Question 8. How can the Australian Constitution be changed? Option A, through a federal election. Option B, through a referendum. Option C, through a by-election. Option D, through a state election. The correct answer is through a referendum. Explanation: the Australian Constitution can only be changed through a special vote called a referendum. Question 9. Who leads the territory government? Option A, Chief Minister. Option B, Premier. Option C, Senator. Option D, Shire President. The correct answer is Chief Minister. Explanation: the Chief Minister is the leader of a territory government. Question 10. How are men and women treated in Australian courts of law? Option A, women get privileged treatment. Option B, equally. Option C, men and women are treated differently. Option D, treatment depends on the case. The correct answer is equally. Explanation: men and women have equal rights in Australia. Men and women are treated equally in courts of law. Question 11. What arrived from Great Britain on January 26, 1788? Option A, First Fleet. Option B, Second Fleet. Option C, British Fleet. Option D, Third Fleet. The correct answer is First Fleet. Explanation: European settlement started when the first 11 convict ships, which became known as the First Fleet, arrived from Great Britain on 26 January 1788. Question 12. What is most important for living and working in Australia? Option A, traveling. Option B, communicating in English. Option C, driving. Option D, speaking multiple languages. The correct answer is communicating in English. Explanation: Australia's national language is English. It is part of our national identity. Everyone in Australia is encouraged to learn and use English to help them participate in Australian society. Communicating in English is also important for making the most of living and working in Australia. Question 13. What does the blue panel in the center of the Torres Strait Islander flag represent? Option A, the sea. Option B, the land. Option C, the sun. Option D, the island groups in the Torres Strait. The correct answer is the sea. Explanation: the blue panel in the center of the Torres Strait Islander flag represents the sea. Question 14. What is Australia's national anthem? Option A, the Star Spangled Banner. Option B, God Save the King. Option C, Advance Australia Fair. Option D, Waltzing Matilda. The correct answer is Advance Australia Fair. Explanation: Advance Australia Fair is Australia's national anthem. It is sung on occasions of national importance. It is also sung at Australian citizenship ceremonies, major sporting events, and at school. It unites the nation and is a public expression of the joy and pride in being Australian. Question 15. Which level of government is responsible for airports and air safety? Option A, local governments. Option B, territory governments. Option C, the Australian government. Option D, state governments. The correct answer is the Australian government. Explanation: the Australian government is responsible for airports and air safety. Question 16. Which Australian colony was used by the British government to transport convicts? Option A, New South Wales. Option B, Victoria. Option C, Queensland. Option D, Western Australia. The correct answer is New South Wales. Explanation: at this time, 1788, British laws were harsh, and the jails could not hold the large number of people imprisoned for their crimes. To manage this problem, the British government decided to transport these convicts to the other side of the world, to the new colony of New South Wales. Question 17. What are the three main parts of the Australian national flag? Option A, the Union Jack, the Commonwealth Star, and the Northern Cross. Option B, the Union Jack, the Commonwealth Star, and the Southern Cross. Option C, the Union Jack, the Commonwealth Star, and the Western Cross. Option D, the Union Jack, the Commonwealth Star, and the Eastern Cross. The correct answer is the Union Jack, the Commonwealth Star, and the Southern Cross. Explanation: the Australian national flag has three important parts: the Union Jack in the top left corner, the Commonwealth Star below it, and the Southern Cross on the right. Question 18. To whom do citizens pledge loyalty during the citizenship ceremony? Option A, to the Australian Prime Minister. Option B, to Australia and its people. Option C, to the Queen of Australia. Option D, to the King of Australia. The correct answer is to Australia and its people. Explanation: at the citizenship ceremony, you pledge your loyalty to Australia and its people. It is therefore important for you to have an understanding of Australia's community and population, including our Indigenous heritage. Question 19. In which territory is the capital city of Australia located? Option A, Queensland. Option B, Australian Capital Territory. Option C, New South Wales. Option D, Northern Territory. The correct answer is Australian Capital Territory. Explanation: the Australian Capital Territory is situated between Sydney and Melbourne. It is the site of the nation's capital city, Canberra. Canberra is home to important national institutions such as Parliament House and the High Court of Australia. Question 20. What is the capital city of Tasmania? Option A, Brisbane. Option B, Hobart. Option C, Adelaide. Option D, Sydney. The correct answer is Hobart. Explanation: Tasmania is the smallest state, separated from the mainland by Bass Strait. Much of the island has unspoilt wilderness landscapes. Tasmania's capital city is Hobart.
Thanks for watching. We hope you answered all the questions correctly and this practice test helped you prepare for your Australian citizenship test. Remember to check out www.theaustraliantest.com for more free resources and practice tests. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more helpful content. Good luck on your journey to Australian citizenship.